Spiral Knights podcast, hosted by Lord Hood, Lazarus Clay, and Zagreus.
Episode 82, recorded on June 15th, 2014.
This is Lord Hood.
And this is Lazarus Clay, and welcome to the Arsenal, a podcast where we talk about Spiral Knights. And that was an awkward pause, because I don't know where I was going with that sentence. We're joined once again by our good friend Zebramp.
Hello.
Hey, I don't know, I just promoted you to good friend.
After only the second time being here, that's pretty good.
Our close personal friend and hero.
Now give me all your crowns.
If I had any.
No, I know, right? People ask me that too. They're like, hey, you're the podcast guy. Give me money. First of all, I don't understand where you get that association. I'm a podcast guy. I give stuff away. I'm always poor.
That's quite the jump right there. You give me money. I'm the podcast guy. You give me money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, give me money so I can function.
Please give me crowns.
Needs too.
Yeah. So, you know what? There's one thing we normally ask new people on the show that we didn't get to ask you last week. So I guess I'll just pose this question now. I'm springing this on you. This isn't in the show notes or anything. But volcanic pepper box, cautery sword, or heavy deconstructor? Pick one.
Considering that I don't really know too much about any of those, I'm gonna have to go with the pepper box. Probably because that's one that I don't see very often, but hear a lot about.
Alright.
Cautery sword's pretty infamous for not being very useful at all, but it's just the pepper box that stands out more.
We've gotten, I'm trying to think, I think it's pretty even as far as if we're counting recent guests and stuff and what they've said, but no one's counting the volcanic pepper box, and there's always people yelling iron buckler and other things.
Yeah, but those
anyways.
are basic shields. Moving on.
What else is there? Wrench wand.
I love the wrench wand. Don't be hating on the wrench wand.
There's no hate here.
Alright, well, we've got a lockbox here. Hood, you should open the lockbox this week.
Okay.
Oh, no squeaky? Okay.
Okay, it's open. Yeah, what do we have in here? It's a bottomless pit of artwork.
Yeah, there's a lot of Spiral Order Recon stuff in here. There's also, like, a promotion sitting on top of a promotion, and I don't understand. And I think a lot of the community doesn't either. But we'll try and clear up what's going on with this promotion.
In our lockbox for the artwork, we just have the electrons that take up the space on our hard drive in the lockbox, so it's very small.
Yeah, it's pretty compact. You gotta... Tweezers. Tweezers is the answer.
Nano tweezers.
We also have a discussion on where do I spend my crowns. This isn't going to take too long, and it's not even where do I spend my crowns, it's where do I spend my monies. So, I think we have a few people that have some things to say about some of these things. So we'll go through and talk about where you can get good investment in the game of your crowns, your energy, and even your real-life money. So, muchos dineros.
I know I spelled dineros.
And... dineros, that's right.
Yeah,
and then at the end of the show, we'll be raffling off our Spiral Lights Donator Awards, so stick around for that. And if you are one of those people that likes to leave the show before it starts, and you turn off the recording before we get to the end, just know this. If you are a winner, you'll be getting the mail from Spiral Knights themselves, from the Spiral, whatever it is, the people that like send you things directly. I don't know what it says it's from. I can't remember. But you'll get it from them. It won't be coming from us, because it's coming directly from the Three Rings gods themselves, so...
Oh, really?
Be thankful. Yes.
Wow, okay.
So, there you go. We'll be giving away Prime Bomb Head Mask, Heart Crests, and I will have something to say about Heart Crests. Crests of Love
Crests
in a bit.
Of heart.
Yeah, Crests of Heart.
It looks like... It always reminds me of the Grinch. You know, like that.
3 sizes too small.
Yeah. Or, DF2 with the gift giver thing, where you can see your heart. It's like an X-ray machine attached to your heart.
That's funny.
Anyway.
And what else are we giving away? The Monster Pockets. So all 4 kinds of Monster Pockets: the Lizard, the Bunny Fiend, the Mew Cat, and the Love Robot. So because we like calling things wrong names. So, there we go. Let's jump into it with our mission report for the week. When I pull up the bumper, there it is. Let's go. Zane, how was your week?
So, Medicine, how was your week?
Bud, how was your week? Mission report goes something like this. Gaming experiences since the last podcast. Who's going first? Zebramp, what have you been working on this week?
A lot of what I've been working on, to my surprise and to the surprise of my friends who were not expecting this, I've been doing Spiral Spy stuff. So, yeah, a lot of cool. What am I saying at this point?
I don't know
working
what
on
you're
a project. I'm working on a project with a certain someone who I'm not sure if I'm allowed to name out who they are or not, but hopefully it'll turn out really cool in the end. And we've got a few things lined up, and it should be a good time.
Cool. Is it just going to be a picture or an animation or?
Animation, full-fledged.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how long it's going to go for, or how much I'm allowed to really give away. We didn't really talk too much about it, but
right.
Maybe later on more details will emerge.
Cool. Well, keep us updated.
Yep.
Happy to promote whatever it ends up being on the show when it comes out or when there's progress.
Right.
Hood, what have you been doing?
Not much other than Crisis 2. We've been playing some of that.
Where did you buy that? Or did you buy
I
that?
got it
Was
off
it
of a Humble Bundle like a year ago. I've just never played it. And it's very reminiscent of Call of Duty. It's like almost identical.
With invisible shields and aliens.
It's like Call of Duty from the future. Even more futuristic than Black Ops. But yeah, they're aliens and active camo, and it's like a combination between Halo and Call of Duty.
There you go.
I'd say that.
It's the happy medium for PC gamers.
Yes.
I've been working on a little bit of Lockdown. No one has yet to comment on my hat, my top hat that changes colors depending on what team I'm on. It's just one thing I'm curious about. Is like, is anyone going to actually notice that my hat is like bright green and you can't do that? Except for prismatic hats, which don't exist. No one's noticed yet. It's not a big deal. I'm just curious if anyone was going to notice. So far, no one has noticed. So
what hat is it?
It's the prismatic party topper or whatever it is. It's the top hat that with the fire sparkler coming out of it that we put on at the charity event. And I've been working on Maximus Efficiency a little bit. I accidentally put out a silent episode this week. Well, not accidentally. What happened was I recorded it and my mic was there, but when I finalized the recording and went to edit it, like my mic volume was way low, like negative 96 decibels, like low. I turned it up to like 500% the sound and I could barely hear myself, like completely indiscriminate. I'm like, what happened? I guess my mic wasn't plugged in all the way or something like that, but it was picking up. It was just picking up as if I was trying to talk into my mic that was like 3 rooms away or something like that. So I just put up the silent episode and put a summary of what happens in the description in case you don't want to watch it. And it's fine if you don't. I recorded another episode, which is on my computer, fully edited. It's actually up on YouTube now. I have it scheduled to go out tomorrow, so you can watch for more Quest to Vanguard at youtube.com/Sklalete if you like that stuff. And then AI War Command Fleet, because I'm a fan of RTSs and stuff like that, of real-time strategies and such. So AI War Command Fleet is one of the most in-depth I've ever seen, and it's really good, and I highly recommend it. And if you want to play, let me know. I know Lord Hood's the only person on my Steam list that actually owns this game, but it is definitely worth getting into if you like RTSs. So it's a lot of fun. But Spiral Knights is a lot of fun too, and that's the other thing I've been doing. So I've actually been pretty consistent with my lockdown damage this week. I've been able to get over 10k while I'm striking around, which is kind of nice because I haven't done a lot of practice recently, and yet I can still play well. So when you can cheat the system like that, then I'm happy.
I've never really been good at the PvP stuff. The biggest PvP session that I ever went on was when I decided I'm going to play a bunch of Blast Network and get a ton of coins and build up a Voltaic. and because I had a ton of boosters, coin boosters, I should say, that I hadn't used. So I just turned them all on, went on the Blast Network for maybe 2-3 hours, got all of my coins, and then just never touched Blast Network again. Because I really don't like grinding like for hours at a time, and I'm not a big fan of PvP, and combining the two is just I'm so happy that the sword was worth the investment, otherwise I'd be really sad about that.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're gonna do, I guess for time, Blast Network per game is faster, but the odds of you getting more coins is higher in Lockdown, isn't it? Because it's more of a 1 in 2 rather than a 1 in 6 or whatever you end up getting on your Blast Network team.
Yeah, that's true. I like the faster games, the more faster, less time in between games. That's kind of my style.
That's cool. It's probably better for grinding stuff out anyways.
Yeah, plus another thing about Blast Network is that gear is not accounted for, unlike Lockdown, so everyone's gear is the same, like no one has a higher defense than anyone else. If you get hit by a bomb, you're dead. It's all just how you place them.
Your weapons are your teammates, or your enemies, depending on who's killing who, and teammates. Yep. And your defense is your lag. How much do you have?
Back then I had a lot, so it was extra
Teleport.
tough.
Sure.
Nowadays, not so much.
Well, cool beans. Alright, well, I guess let's move on to our news and discussions. Overheard at Warcraft Manor. From the helmet of someone who likes some creature that requires a horn to fight with or something like that.
The helmet is supposed to be resemblant to a demon called.
Oh, and Greenlink has made an astute observation about what I just said, where he said, I thought lagging was teammate. And yes, that was the name of one of our past podcast episodes, so I guess lagging is actually your friend. I don't know, can you dodge bombs if you lag past them or something? I don't know.
Depends, I guess. I've never had it happen to me.
Maybe your teammate or your enemies can't, like, track you and can't surround you with bombs if you're lagging all over the place and they can't quite tell where you are.
You lag so that you can't be frozen or on fire or anything.
That's the pro strategy when you're playing, like, first-person shooters and stuff like that, right? Get really laggy connection so that, like, you're jumping all over the place and no one can hit you. Now, our news and discussion has to do with, first of all, a patch. This has been a bad week for the forum community, I would say, in Spiral Knights.
An angry week.
A very, very angry week, yes. Started with the patch notes on the 11th of June, which I guess is Wednesday? Yeah, that's Wednesday. And they said they fixed a bug. I've experienced this bug on a Mac OS. If you're running Spiral Knights and you try and copy-paste something into the text chat, or I think some of the search bars also, there's a chance that when you press the Command-V button, which is the keyboard shortcut instead of Control-V, it's Command-V on a Mac, and sometimes the V will just keep pressing itself, and so you'll get what you pasted, followed by a bunch of Vs, like the character. And some would say that that's just Three Rings putting that in intentionally to smite people for buying prismatic bolted Vs, and they're like, oh, you want Vs? Here, have Vs. But
I see the relevance of that.
Yeah, but I don't think it was intentional, because they said they fixed it. Except some people are saying they didn't fix it.
I've had it happen on PC before.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
I've never experienced this. I can't say.
I haven't had it happen in a long time. It used to happen a long time ago, but
I've had it happen recently before, multiple times, but it's rare. Well, it's not every time you copy-paste something, not like you copy-paste often in Spiral Knights. But beyond that, it's also, I haven't tried it since the patch, but some people are saying thank you for the fix. Some people are saying it didn't work, I'm still experiencing the problem. And the fact that Spiral Knights put it in their patch notes and said they fixed it makes me think it's some kind of deadlock bug, which is a type of bug that you can get in Java where it'll appear on some systems and not other systems because it's two things, like two different methods, two different calls in the program trying to access the same piece of information at the same time, and they get stuck. They're like, wait, who goes first? I don't know. And so it just gets stuck. And what happens is when you press Control-V, you're trying to access the clipboard from, say, two different parts of the code that's running the game, and it says, wait, who gets the Control-V? Who deals with it? And if both parts don't know, then what happens is it just gets stuck. And so once you press Control V, it gets stuck, and your V just keeps going.
So it's like a system protocol error.
That's what I'm thinking. And what happens is sometimes those kinds of bugs, sometimes they could fix it. So on their computers, say one part of the program says, "Okay, you go first," or they miss each other by a millisecond or whatever, because that happens on programs. Depends on your machine, depends on your Java version and your computer speed and all that, how much CPU you have left, and it'll work just fine. And they can copy paste stuff in, and it works just fine. But then on other machines where the Java is slightly different or the machine is slightly different, suddenly the bug still appears. So people are saying, wow, Spiral Knights, what liars. I'm not sure you can say that. I'm not positive it's a deadlock bug. It could be something similar, something that's related. But there is literally... Three Rings gets no advantage for putting out, like, a bug that affects only a small amount of their player base to begin with. B, it's an obscure bug. C, it's a bug that, like, sure, I'm sure people were reporting it, but for me, it's not, it's an inconvenience, but it's a very mild one. And they have there's no advantage to them to say, hey, look, we fixed this issue, if they on purpose didn't fix the issue. There's no reason why they would ever say something like that. So people say, Three Rings lied, Spiral Knights lied, all this stuff. Maybe, but it wasn't intentionally.
Yeah, it's not a malicious sort of thing. They're not trying to put people out of it. It's just a simple bug, and they did their best to try and fix it, and if it doesn't work, then try again.
Yeah.
You can't really put them down for that.
Yeah. Usually we'd hope that things that are in the patch notes are things that are actually working, but obviously either, I don't know, it's a patch notes that they either didn't mean to put out, and that's a point that we'll get to in a second, or it could just be that it's an error that only affects some systems and not others, which is my guess, because it might just be just your keyboard, like HRPB says in the chat. I don't know. It's like... I don't know, but
If that's the case, then there's nothing they can do, really.
There really isn't.
Unless they, tested it on every single system conceivable or something, but that would...
That's not possible.
I
mean, the best thing you can do is rewrite your code to dodge the deadlock, where two things are requesting the same information at the same time. If it's a deadlock, then the only thing you can really do is rewrite your code differently.
So what they could do is they could put a downloadable patch for separate systems, like
possibly
put it on the website. If you have this system, download this patch. If you have this one.
That could be it. That'll still also take a lot of fixing.
Yeah, it would take a lot of work. And it's not that big of a problem, I don't think.
It really isn't.
It's a couple of V's.
Yeah. The other thing is that, and I program in Java, which is what this game is coded on. If it's just a Java program and it's not a deadlock, like I'm saying, and yes, SkyScythe, that's a lot of effort for little reward, he says in the live stream chat. I agree.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, there is no default way to put copy-paste in your program. There isn't. You have to create your own version of copy-paste if you want to put it in your program. I made as an assignment once, I made my own text editor. There's no way to do it by default. I take that back. There is one way to do it, where you just put in the default copy-paste. But if you want to format it or do anything with it where you put it in your own app, where it's not just put the letters here that are put them there, if you're going to do anything else, like Spiral Knights, put it in this text box. If you're going to do anything like that, you need to create it yourself. You need to invent your own copy-paste, and that's not easy. I've tried it, I've failed multiple times, I've not yet figured out how to implement my own copy-paste, because the computer has its clipboard, right? I can copy out of a website or a text document or anything like that, and I've got to convert that into my game and put it in this text box where it's readable by other people. That's really hard. So, give them a little bit of time, and don't be so angry, I guess. Maybe that's the moral that I'm going for.
Isn't there a game on Steam called VVVVVV?
Yes, there is a game.
If you copy and pasted that name and then that thing happened...
Hey, it's a convenient... All you do is you copy-paste a V in, and then it types the rest of the game name for you. Look at that.
It's a autocorrect. Autofill.
Is it possible we're seeing some VVVVVV DLC for Spiral Knights? This might be a foreshadow for it.
Or they hacked into Spiral Knights systems.
I still think it's Three Rings trying to smite everyone with a, oh, you want prismatic volted Vs? Here, have Vs.
They need to give us a /anti-yacht command.
Next, more angry community members. Spiral Knights put out a promotion this week, which was quite a surprise, because Well, we'll get to that in a second. This is the solstice promotion. This has been around before. It happens every 6 months at the summer and winter solstice. They added new wings this time, and they look really, really nice. They are very pretty.
Yeah, I've seen the models for them in Spiral Spire. They look really cool.
They look really nice. These vibrant blue and orange kinds of dragon wings.
It's Fire Knights.
Yeah, looks very, very nice. Sky Scythe says, "I need," in all capitals. Now, besides the wings, you can also get crests of winter, crests of summer, crowns of winter and summer, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
And what else?
Snowfall and sunshine auras.
That's it. And balloons, buckets of balloons, so you can throw water balloons at people and crash my game. Because that happened at Spiral Lights last
The
week.
vortex of death.
Yeah, people were throwing balloons everywhere, and it literally crashed my game because I was streaming. Anyways, the thing that makes this interesting is, A, it's not the solstice yet. We got a little ways to go before we get to the summer solstice.
Yeah,
B, this is the only time ever that they've ever run 2 promotions at once. The Rage promotion is still going until this Wednesday.
I think Rage promotion. That's funny.
So
it's Rage. I think the solstice induced a Rage promotion too.
I don't know. People are saying, was this promotion a mistake? Did they put it out at the wrong time?
It's like if they did the Dark Harvest in September.
Yeah, it's like, are people are saying, did you put this out early? Because A, they put it on a Friday, which is unconventional. B, there is a promotion running. C, it's not the solstice yet.
It's a VVVVV hacking into 3 rings.
Copyright.
Going back to what you said last week about like the missing content update for the Raid promotion, this is their way of building on the extra Raid to hype for the update that may or may not come.
Yeah, people like double promotions, and lots of forum goers specifically are very fed up with promotions at this point.
I'm an auction house goer. I'm pretty fed up with them right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there.
It ruined the economy.
There's lots of rare things that are no longer rare because of promotions and stuff like that. And like things that are very rare, like, I don't know, what are some things that are very rare? Apocryphal accessories, blitz needles that fire water gun blitz needles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But people are like, enough with the promotions, put that effort towards like giving us updates. While at the same time they say give us updates. So they get promotions. So there's a little bit of push and pull there, but we won't get into the apparent self-contradiction of the give us content, but don't give us this content. Because if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a very Merry Christmas. Unless you're allergic to nuts. Or candy. But I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm rambling
It's really
a bit.
weird. It's weird to think about. It's weird to speculate about.
Yeah. The announcement went out everywhere. It's not like just a forum thing. It went on the forums, went out on Steam, went out on Facebook, went out on Twitter, went out, I assume, on G+, though I didn't check. I don't follow the Spiral Knights G+. But it's out, and it's a thing, and it's on the store, and you can buy Solstice stuff when it's a little early for that. Maybe they're preempting, like, they're trying to get their last promotions out before a content patch. That could be a thing that happens.
Gunner update?
Maybe Gunner update, Apocrypha, who knows? I don't know,
Yeah.
but they're stacking promotions now.
Yep. That'll either lead to a lot of profit for them or a lot of really fed up people. Or maybe both in this case.
Yeah, or maybe they're...
I don't like this promotion, but I'm still buying your stuff.
Well, that's the other thing. People are buying the stuff. It's not like Solstice stuff, and then everyone's like, you know what, screw you, 3 Rings, no one's buying this. People are buying it. The auction house is filling up with things
The
from
Rage
the promotion.
Stuff, it's not worth anything anymore. Because it's been going on for so long, and people keep buying it. It's down, I think, negative 300%.
Yeah. There's something telling... Let's move on here, because this is kind of what we're talking about. People are mad, but promotions are still being bought. There is something telling when the Rage promotion first comes out, and stuff starts at their standard 100,000 crown price. The tomes of Rage, 100,000 crowns. And then the price starts dropping. The only way that could ever possibly happen is a supply and demand curve, which basically means more people want it, well, the price goes down because either less people want it or there's more of it.
Have it.
Yeah. And the fact that there's multiple pages of Rage stuff on the auction house means that there may be less people that want it, but there's also more people that have it. Implication of more people having it, people are buying promotion stuff still. And it's brought the Rage stuff down to sub 30,000 crowns now. So like Lord Hood said, a negative 300% growth. Or a 300% decrease, depending on who you're counting. That could, again, it could be because less people want it, so the price goes down to try and get rid of it. But that's really hard to bring the price down that far.
Yeah.
Or it means more people have it, which means the worth of each one is worth less. That's why ecto drops are like 1 crown a piece or less, because everyone has many, many ecto drops. There's no shortage of supply. It's really a question of promotions are still being bought. So what that is telling is that the forum goers that are all like, you know what, screw promotions, screw 3 rings. Like I read some of the comments that they had up on their Steam announcement when, you know what, let me pull that up. But community hub, news, that's what I want. Time for the solstice, and let's see what some of these comments are on this thing. Almost all of them. Let's see, is this game dead? So many people are saying the game is dead and stuff like that. I don't understand people that are still buying these boxes. You've got to be expletive kidding me. People need to realize the game died a long time ago. You've got to be kidding. This crap has to stop. Devs can't think of anything else other than reskins. I would like to talk about how useless this is right now and how barfing out promos like this is hurting the game community pretty bad, etc., etc. Like pages and pages of just that. There's almost nothing positive there. There's just a couple, and a couple of those are me. But and Greenlink says yes. Steam
the
comments
light
are
standing against the darkness.
But the point is, those people represent a small fraction of the general whole of people that can spend money.
Yeah.
Spiral Knights is kind of directed towards a younger audience, not an older audience, so not everyone can spend money even if they want to. The terms of service 13 years or older is not very well respected. And 3 Rings seems slightly okay with it since they've not super cracked down on it at any given point.
There's not a very practical way to do that.
There really isn't. But beyond that, people are still buying boxes. So, I don't know. Take that to mean whatever you want it to mean. We have one implication of what it means, and it's that this is the time to get into merching. Promotions are... There's still new players coming in that want rare items and stuff like that. So if you get them while they're really cheap, you might be able to sell them a little ways down the road when they're a little bit more expensive. Remember Surge stuff?
Yes.
Surge stuff was cool, right? People still have those, and they sell for like a Surge Cuirass, 1.2 million crowns. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but the principle stands.
It's a good exaggeration because it's surprisingly accurate.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate, actually.
So, as Lord Hood recently found last week, is when you started, right? Merching is not a bad thing to do in Spiral Knights.
Yeah.
How much profit do you think you've made since you started?
Spiral Knights, or...
Well, just in the last couple weeks, say.
I've probably made at least over 1 million crowns.
There you go. Greenlink messaged me and said he started merching last week, and with the investment of a cool Wolvertail and one other thing, whatever the thing is, the chapeau, one of the neon-colored chapeaus, he's made 1.5 million crowns.
Oh, that's crazy.
Those items don't sell for that much. It's still a 300% increase on his gain, because that's worth about 500,000 together, I'd say, and maybe a little bit more. He's made money, and it's a good way to profit. If you want to get into it, which is the whole buy low, sell high kind of thing, then now would be a great time to get going, because prices are low because a large part of the player base is kind of angry.
Go buy angry people Rage selling all their stuff. Rage sell it, and then people buy it, and then sell it for more.
Yeah. More than that, there's a bunch of people saying there's so many "this game is dead" threads going on the forums and on Steam and stuff like that. Those are mostly getting deleted by 3 Rings, so that's why you haven't seen them, but they'll pop up for a little bit and then get deleted because they're just toxic for the community.
Yeah,
and there's still new players coming in. There's stuff like this, podcasts and blogs and fan art and music that are all still being made. But the people that say, this game is dead, funny, I saw them log on yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, hypocrite much?
They're just here to kick their auction and see if anyone's bid or anything, and they're just out again. But the game's
Probably
dead, so
something.
no one's bidding.
Yep.
According to them, of course.
Well,
If no one bids on it, I'll bid on it.
hey, I'll take your things.
I'll take your Rage Champion.
Yeah.
Rage's Champion.
I need
helm
some
for
prismatic
500
wings.
crowns.
Prismatic Valk wings.
You happen to have a prismatic bolted V I could have? I heard those are kind of rare.
I've got a bunch of those
I have
things.
9.
Thanks to
100.
Maroka sending me stuff.
I have 9.
I
100,000.
think I'm gonna. Can you sell accessories to merchants in the bazaar?
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
for
think
1.
so.
You can. They're for 1.
Well, I can make 20 crowns then. Cool.
Can you?
All right. Well,
Yes, you can. I
speaking
wouldn't
of
recommend it.
well, speaking of getting into merching and recommending where you spend your money, let's talk about that.
Let's
Because
talk about
that
it.
leads right into our discussion of where do I spend my money. By money, we mean crowns, energy, as well as your real-life hard-earned dollars gotten by your sweat and blood and tears, or your parents, or guardians. And
Birthday money
where,
counts too.
that too. And where can you spend in the game of Spiral Knights to get good returns on your investment? So, let's just go through each of these. We've got a list of different ways you could spend your money, and just quickly talk about whether it's worth it or not, and what you can do to make the most of what you're doing. So, the merchants in the bazaar, Quillian and Vatel, and who are the other guys? All the strangers in the bazaar.
Blade Master and the weapon.
Yeah, those guys. Do you buy from them?
No.
No. The answer is
Recipes maybe, like the. But
Unless you're
yeah,
buying
no.
stuff to send to a low-level alt that doesn't have much crowns on them, it's not really worth the buy.
even then,
Cautery sword.
even then, don't
Yeah.
buy from the merchants. It is so expensive because the merchants in the bazaar just sell you the gear straight up. So selling you the gear involves, like, the price includes all of the cost of all of the materials, all of the fire crystals, and all of the orbs of alchemy that would have been required to make your item. Which means to buy a 3-star item is, like, I can't remember how much it is. It's ridiculous.
It's like
There's
35,000.
yeah, there's 5 digits in the price.
Yeah.
So, not even once. The one thing you can do is, if you are a Vanaduki person and you get lots of tokens, you buy a 5-star item.
Analog.
Yeah, the Fangavog is the most expensive one. If you want to cycle through, buy the ancient stuff.
I
then-
buy the ancient stuff and sell it.
yeah, sell it to a merchant. Just click on an item in your thing. You can even sell bound items and get 30,000 crowns off of it, just from selling it or something like that to merchants. So it's ridiculous to buy, unless you're super desperate for a personal color or a height modifier. I think that would be the
Right.
only thing you would buy in the bazaar. But selling
Or eyes, maybe.
selling is viable.
Do they have eyes?
Do they have eyes? I can't
They
remember.
might have a couple standard ones.
No,
I
they
remember.
don't. The eye is only from the mirrored lockboxes, as far as I know.
All right.
Someone correct me
I'm
if
gonna
I'm
pull up
wrong.
the wiki for merchants just so we can have it in front.
So, Basil's recipes in the Clockworks. Buy or don't buy?
They are the same price as any other recipe, so I would. So if you need it, buy it. I mean, save
Right.
your trip to the Hall of Heroes.
Yep.
And also, you definitely want to buy boss weapons and stuff.
Yep.
You know,
Um,
Snarblacks, swords, and
They're saying in the chat also that Vatel sells the standard eyes. So, the
Yeah.
basic ones. But, yeah, one of the things that Basil can do, in fact, Basil's unique purpose for most players is sells boss item recipes. So recipes that you can't get from, like, the Hall of Heroes, basically. And you can bring those to the auction house, and you save someone a couple of trips to the arcade, depending on how lucky they are to encounter Basil and try and find the item that they're looking for. And you can make a slight profit on a Faust or Grand Faust or what are the other recipes?
Barbarous Thorn Shield, I've
Yeah.
seen. Crest of Allmeyer is also there.
Mm-hmm. All that kind of stuff. If you want to sell that, also worth considering if you find Graviton, Blackhawk, or Nightblade lines. No, not Nightblade, because you can get those at the Hall of Heroes. The other stuff, though, so you can save those recipes, because when Apocrypha comes around, suddenly everyone's like, oh my goodness, I need a obsidian carbine or an obsidian crusher. Where's the recipes for those? Hey, look, there's yours on the auction house for a ridiculously overpowered price. But they'll buy it because it's the only one they can get their hands on, because there's thousands of other people who also want those items.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I have it in front of me right now. The 3-star, it's 35,000 crowns.
that's ridiculous.
Which is ridiculously overpriced.
Mm-hmm.
And 2-star is 7,500 crowns. 0-star is 150. 1-star is 3,000.
Also worth never investing in, 0 and 1-star items. Just don't do it.
Yeah,
Unless you're into the whole tier 1
Tier
lockdown
1
thing.
lockdown. Waiting for an hour to get into a game.
Mm-hmm. The Apocrypha investment stuff is the idea of Sky Scythe, something he shared with me, and now I'm invading in his space so he'll make less of a profit, because I love you, man.
So now
There
with
we go.
300 people listening, I'm gonna have the same idea and go do it. So you may have just run him out of a really good monopoly.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, so you can also sell trinkets to them if you want.
Okay.
The vendors. They don't give you a very good price. I think you get 10,000 crowns for a 5-star, which is a third of the gear.
Yeah, but if you have excess, like, forged sparks or something like
Yeah,
that, then you
get-
trade with Brinks for...
Get a 5-star, like, purring cat, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
catnip pouch.
Catnip pouch, and then sell it for 10,000.
That could
10
work.
grand. And recipes, don't ever sell recipes to a vendor. Unless you have double recipes that are bound to you for missions. In that case, you can get rid of those doubles that are bound to you by selling them. You can get like 50 crowns for a 5-star.
Yeah, it's not.
And like 1 crown for a 1-star.
Yep. The bazaars drive a tight bargain.
I wish you could I wish there was like a bartering engine. You're like 50 crowns, 1 crown. 50 crowns, 1 crown. Okay, 1 crown.
Well, you can, but you'll be talking to a brick wall.
Yeah.
And
That's
people will
true.
think you're insane for actually sending messages to, like, Quillian or
Krogan.
whoever. There's keys and lockboxes. Is that worth investing in? I think my addiction obligates me to say yes.
Yes.
But
Yeah, I will say
Buy
that
them
as
from the auction house.
in general, there is no way you can make back. If you spend the energy straight up on a silver key,
Yeah.
like,
You're gonna
there
lose
are
money.
very, very few items you can get from a lockbox that will make back what you spent.
Yeah, think about it. Go to the auction house and look at accessories that are over 70,000 crowns. Any of those things, you can get them, but they're
And make a
they're
profit.
rares, and they're
But there
they're
are
very
so
rare.
many others that do not reach that
There's so
threshold.
many kinds of made headbands.
Oh my goodness.
You sell them for a crown.
I did that. My second to last lockbox that I opened, Dusky Made Headband. Sells for 2,000 crowns. So you basically here throw away 400 energy and a lockbox which sells for anywhere between 5 and 10,000 crowns, just like that, and it's gone. If you are one of those people that's addicted and you've got the stuff, might as well. It's fun to do.
And who knows, you might get that volcanic wolvertail.
Yeah. Even
Sell it for
mirrored
2 million.
lockboxes are not worth it anymore. Because
They cost 150,000 crowns.
they cost 150,000 crowns plus the key,
Which costs 70,000 crowns.
and what you get a
65,000.
personal color off of it, which you could buy for a vendor for cheaper than you spent on the mirrored lockbox in some
Yeah,
cases.
or you get eyes. And some eyes are really expensive, like some of the rare ones.
but the chance is
chance
just
is so small.
yeah.
People
You get
like to
100
gamble.
They
That's
do.
the main driving force behind the lockboxes is because gambling seeing if your luck pays
think
off.
I might get
getting
into the
accessory
gambling
you want,
business.
Getting all of the monies.
Yeah. What, do you go into gambling business?
Yeah, not actually gambling, just like getting people to give you money. I mean, it's a good it's a good like work ethic. Here, come here and give me money, and we'll give you nothing in return. Okay, start throwing money at me.
It's like I'm trying to think if there's any reason, like why I'm considering why I opened all those lockboxes at Spiral Lights because there really is
we
no
said,
good
why
reason.
not?
Yeah. And
You've
the one
got-
box that I did open was a cool Wolvertail that might have had a chance of making a profit, but
you didn't get to keep it.
took that from me. But I was using his key anyways, so
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Here's
and he
my
made
lockbox.
look, he made 1.5 million crowns off of that. I've never seen 1.5 million crowns in my life at any point that wasn't a guild treasury, especially
Right.
not in my inventory. And that's stuff that I couldn't get because I'm like the guy that
You could go to the auction house and get 2 5-star items, and that's it.
Right. And, promo items and then sell them. Who knows? Alright, shadow keys. Are those worth it?
Potentially.
For
Depends
the
on how-
profit?
like, if you're in Haven and there's someone that's like, I really want to buy a key and you have one, and you don't plan on using it, sure, I don't see why not.
Depends on where you get it, to be honest.
Yeah, like, I got mine from an iron lockbox, so that was interesting. I'm still holding on to it. I don't plan on using it anytime soon, so if you want to buy a shadow key, contact me.
If you want to buy a shadow key, contact me.
Shadow keys
Contact
are
either
what?
of us.
They take you to the shadow layers, which do not give you a return, not
Unless
even
you win.
close, for the crowns that you put into buying the key.
But you can get the unique, if you have the right stuff, you can get unique armors.
Yep.
And that's, I
The
think, worth it.
key with the key of shadow keys. Tell me that's not confusing. But the key to shadow keys is not the crown and material payoff that you get as much as it is the experience, and like not experience like leveling up, but like the experience of going through a shadow layer, and the fact that you get to access the sanctuary alchemy machine and make some rare items. That's where the overhead margin of shadow keys comes from, and in that sense, yes, it's worth it because Snarblax is actually very good armor and you should buy it.
Yeah.
It is.
On the other hand, do not buy heavenly armor or anything Valkyrie, because Three Rings kind of hates Valkyrie armor and doesn't give it anything that's good.
Valkyrie.
So we have UV tickets. Is it worth investing in UV tickets? That's so hit or miss. That's up. I feel like that's up to.
It's very hit or miss.
It is.
If you get a
you're, like,
3-star
heavy
one from a
PvP, then
lockbox.
It's probably beneficial to keep rolling and get the best gear so you can just decimate your opponents.
Yeah, but you could end up spending upwards of hundreds of thousands of crowns.
Yeah,
Millions.
that is the drawback
Easily.
to it.
What is it, 275,000, I think, for a 3
It's
variant?
225,000 for all three.
Okay, 225.
They're saying in the chat if you actually split the cost of the shadow key, which is 1,800 energy, by the way, and so you split it 4 ways, and then sell the material that you get in Darkfire Vanaduke, you can make a slight profit.
Okay.
Right.
I
That
can
is
see that,
true.
yeah.
And you get to keep, I guess, whatever
You do,
rarities.
You do get a good amount of crowns, too, from it, so...
So maybe it's worth it, but that's a lot of times that you spend.
When you it was definitely worth it when the Shadow Layers first came out, I remember. I went on it, I think... I went on the Snarblax one the day it came out, and you could sell... You sold the, whatever the... Nightmare Maid, I think it is. Sell that for 350,000 crowns. Because ours was the only ones on there. And people bought them. It's like, what is this? I've never seen this material before. Buy now. So
That happens.
that was definitely a profit, but of course we all died a bunch too.
Yeah.
See
So-
revives.
Back to UV tickets. It's definitely one of those things where you have to decide for yourself whether it's worth it or not. I'll tell you what's not worth it, putting more than 1 UV ticket on a bomb. Because you don't want more than 1 UV on a bomb. You just want charge time reduction. There's nothing else you need.
Yeah, I saw someone with charge time reduction very high and attack speed increase very high.
You can't get attack speed increase on bombs.
You can't?
It doesn't. It just doesn't let you.
I thought you could.
Maybe in
sure.
the past, but it definitely does not let you.
Let me look it up.
It's not a thing in Spell Knights, at least not anymore. So, street vending. People that are like selling prismatic dragon wings, 330k energy PM, if interested. Those kinds of stuff. Is that worth it?
That can also be hit or miss, depending on what your advertised price in and how annoyed people are that you're shouting and taking up all of their chat space.
Right. Now, I'd say from the perspective if you are going to Haven 1 as a buyer, you have the monies and you're looking for the things, you'd better be pretty smart about the prices and you better know the actual price range of the thing you're looking for. Because vendors like to mark up their prices where you could get something for a lot cheaper if, say, you waited for a Supply Depot sale or something like that. And they'll mark up their prices even a significant amount. And you're like, wait, that's not worth it. And if there's no good way to price check in Spell Knights, so I'd say as a buyer, if you go into it, make sure you know what the price of the item you're looking for is so you don't get cheated. As a seller, kind of the same thing applies, but make sure that's the case so that you don't sell something for cheaper than it's worth. Because that would be kind of sad.
Right.
Yeah, actually, I found the attack speed increase. They stopped putting them on bombs a long time ago because it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So, okay. But you could get them a while ago. I think they just removed them all.
All right. So the auction house. There's two kinds of people that try and make a profit on the auction house. Well, I guess there's three. One is the people that like buy, what are they? The special sales.
Mm-hmm. The featured auctions, right?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Thank you. Is like, sorry, I'm trying to pull my thoughts together. There used to be a thing where like people would wait for like good items to come by,
Yeah.
and instantly they would buy now, all of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then sell them at a marked up price. They'd have all the chapeaus and all of the tabards and stuff like that. So what Spiral Knights did is they took the buy now price off. So
put
now
it
it's
on
just
bid.
that's why bid only is why is in the featured auctions is because to keep people from doing the insta buy, markup and sell for themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
But I generally think that if you're going to buy off the featured auction, it shouldn't be to resell. It should be to keep for yourself. Otherwise, it's generally not worth it.
Yeah. Because the bid, other people are competing with you.
There's the people on the auction house that buy and sell small materials. So it's sell all of your ecto drops to me. I will buy 50 of them for 30 crowns. Get rich quick. And so you get a bunch of thousands of ecto drops, paying like 0.6 crowns per ecto drop. Then you go to the auction house and sell each of them for 3 crowns and make a profit slowly like that using small materials. I've done that for a little bit. I can tell you that for the profit that you gain, it is a complete waste of time, and don't do it.
Right.
Because I could work at that for a long time and make like 1,000 crowns or so. And you can make a profit pretty easily because we're like, oh, quick money for my scrap metal? Sure. And you can still sell it and make a really good profit on it, but the amount of profit that you get is just so minuscule.
Yeah, one thing about the featured auctions is they're a crown sink, too.
That's true, too.
Right now, there's a featured auction for 100 Rage Collars for 50,000 crowns, 100 of them, which is 2,000 crowns a piece,
Yeah.
which completely destroyed the price for everyone who was selling them on the auction house. So it wiped away everything.
Oh, that's a good point. Here's something you never invest in: confetti. Because any confetti always goes on the auction house as a featured.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen it not. So, never invest in confetti.
So yeah, completely wiped away all those people who are making money off that. And also, it's a 20 million crown sink. So which is a pretty significant.
It's a decent number.
For confetti, yeah.
The last thing you can do on the auction house is buy and sell large-scale items, which is what Greenlink and Lord Hood have done recently. It's like the guy that starts by selling paper clips on like eBay and stuff like that, and then
It's moving up to yachts and stuff.
and then he's like selling boats and golf courses and stuff like that by the end of the month or whatever. And that's kind of what you do. You find things that are at a low price. I mean, weren't you telling me about how you what was it, a Shogun helmet that someone put up on the auction house as a buy now for 1 crown?
Yes.
And stuff like that just randomly happens if you're paying attention.
If you're refreshing every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Shogun helmet for 1 crown. Marked it up 30-something thousand crowns.
Nice.
So, and sold it instantly.
Yeah. And it's just stuff like that. And then that guy, because it sold instantly, is because that's still a marked down price. That guy could take it and sell it for 70,000 crowns and someone will buy it, and he'll make a profit too. And so that's where you're looking for that buying low and selling high on these large-scale items, which is like the small-scale items, except bigger.
And just remember that no matter how valuable an item is, it's only as valuable as people will pay for it. So you could have, theoretically, a 50 million crown item, but no one would buy it.
Mm-hmm. Except people do buy it, and it's ridiculous the kind of money people will spend on stuff like this. The cost of some of the things that people are selling.
Yeah.
Where's Leaps? Thief of Roses. What's his name in game? Dang it, was Faeth, who you may have seen running around. Is one of the biggest vendors that I'm aware of, and is selling some stuff that's like in the 5-digit number of energy, which is to me insane. I know some people have it. NJ Thug showed the screenshot of having a maxed out energy meter, back before the energy update. But yeah, it gets crazy. Speaking of energy, there's the energy market, and where you like, okay, so I will buy energy when it's down at 6,300 and sell it when it's at 6,700. That happens.
It's a good potential to make a lot of money, but the market like fluctuates so often, and at such steep prices that it's often kind of hard to make much of a profit at all unless you really know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what you're doing and you're watching constantly.
I'd say it's a general waste of time. Just if you think about, there was a day a long time ago where I bought energy for 4,000, back like when the game was first new, and now I'm selling it for 6,000. Oh look, I've made a profit 2 years later. Okay, I'm happy. Like if you've got to think that, but don't like hardcore go into the energy market.
If you bought 50 million crowns worth of it 2 years ago, then
you're making, I don't know. Generally not worth your time.
You're making 100 million crowns, I guess. But
Operation Crimson Hammer, to buy or not to buy? Buy. Buy it with your monies.
You can buy it with energy, too.
Even if you were getting paid, like, minimum wage, buy it. Buy it with energy, buy it with something. The Warhammer, the weapons that you get are great. The content that you get is fun. The payout.
At least the first time.
The first time.
You're basically getting, like, 5-star weapons for free, and they're top tier, like, professional. I don't know if professional is the right word to say, but they're awesome weapons to have in your arsenal, for sure.
Yeah. The mask is a good thing. You can even bring it into the perfect mask of Sirius is a gunning mask that you can bring into lockdown, and it's got shock resistance, so you can use it to help with your Shockwalker set. It's the best grind for people with lots of Eternals, says Sky Scythe. The hammer is great. You can wreck people's faces with auto attack or auto aim if you want to do that kind of thing in lockdown. The bomb is amazing for slimes and gremlins and even beasts and constructs. It's great.
You take that Dark Retribution into Jelly King. Like, you've got a full party of these Dark Retribution guys. That Jelly King is going to last maybe 60 seconds.
Melts.
It disintegrates before your eyes.
Speaking of real life money, the Guardian's Armor Pack, which is a bunch of energy, like 6,000 something energy. You get some costume items for it. You get 4 silver keys, which is the equivalent of, what is that, 1,800 energy worth of keys, and just a couple of other things. I think a heat amp. Thank you. And like a heat amp. Is that worth? I'd say it's gone on sale once. I think once and only once. I've only ever seen it on sale once. That's when I got it. And I think it was worth it for the cheaper price. Unless you need the energy, like you're thinking about it buying energy, I'd say go ahead and all in for the Guardian's Armor Pack. You get good value out of it anyways. But unless you want to buy the energy and get the keys as a bonus, it's probably okay to take a pass on that one.
Yeah, it's not essential, like I would say OCH is. But it's definitely if you're a pretty big fan of Spiral Knights and want to help out Three Rings, get some costume items and keys, definitely do it. But it's not something that you absolutely need to do to progress in the game.
Alright. Correcting me in the chat, and they're saying it's happened, the sale's gone on twice, and Greenlink is theorizing they might do it at the summer sale, so be watching for that if you want to get it. It's not bad, I own it, Lord Hood owns it. Zeb, do you own it?
I do. I have the helmet as part of my base set.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Right. And it's good. Alright. And the armor goes good with your Phantom Mask. Your genuine Phantom Mask from the Dark Harvest Festival.
Yeah.
Okay, promotions. Boxes. Costumes. Do you put your real-life money into this?
Real-life money? No.
There was a time where I would say, yes, possibly if you like what you see.
Yeah.
Now it's probably not, unless you really, really, really like what you see, because it's going to be gone and there's going to be a new one tomorrow.
I believe the last time I spent money on like promotion box was back with the Obsidian stuff. That was pretty profitable for me. I held on to an Obsidian mantle until like a few weeks ago and sold it for nearly 50,000, 60,000 crowns. So if you hold on to it for long enough, it's definitely something potentially worth a lot. But real life money, hit or miss.
It's $5 a box. So you gotta...
When the price goes slightly down, but still. Like when you buy in bulk, but still.
You gotta hit it pretty big. is the point. If you put money into your Serene boxes or whatever they were, the ancient prize boxes, and you get a Serene Curus, well, it sucks for you. If you get that 0.1% power pistons, then congratulations, you've made a profit. It's one of those things where I would say get the promotion if you really enjoy most of what's in there.
Yes.
Because if you get something you like, you can keep it. Great, you spent $5 for something you like in a game, supported 3 rings. It's all good. It might be a little pricey for you, maybe not. If you don't like it, you can sell it. And you know what? Cut your losses and move on. But if it's just something like, I don't like any of this Rage stuff. I don't like Thunderous, the look. I don't really think these books are worth it. Don't put money into it for something where you're like, but I really like the one really rare 0.1%. No, just be smart. That's not great.
Yeah, there's a better percentage of you getting something you don't like than of you getting something that you really do like and will be happy with.
Right. All right. Energy packs. Straight up. We're almost done. Energy packs. Straight up. Just 5,000 energy. What? I don't remember what the pack numbers are. But pay money, get energy.
$750 for $3, I think. That's all.
$3 for $750.
You can basically buy a key for $5 with that. Back in the earlier promotions, they bundled the prize boxes with the energy bundles, and I would say that's almost worth the money, depending on how much of it you buy. But nowadays, it's with the mumbling again.
They've separated them.
Just the $5 for the boxes, not really. But if you want to spend $250 for 750 energy just for that lockbox you want to open, maybe.
I don't know. It depends on if you think what's in that lockbox is worth $250 of your money.
Can I say something real quick about the $3 pack?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I use the Steam Market a lot and buy and sell stuff on that, and I'll get $3 on that, and I'll buy energy with that, without ever spending any of your money.
All right.
That's smart. It's pretty clever.
You have to have Steam, but Steam is free, so.
Yep.
Yay, Steam.
Get Steam, get games, idle in games, get cards, sell cards,
this
get money,
has been
buy
paid
energy.
for by Steam.
This episode made possible by Steam and contributions from card buyers like you. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, if you have $5 to blow and it's either this or League of Legends, just buy Spiral Knights.
If you already own the Battle Bunny Riven skin on League of Legends, and you have all of the legendaries in Hearthstone, and you have like your legendary item in Diablo and your orange item in
even
Dota
if you don't,
2,
still buy Spiral Knights first. Right?
and your rainy whatever it is that you want in TF2, then yeah, buy the energy. Go ahead. Last one is Supply Depot sales. So this is the stuff where, hey, flash sales or whatever, where you just can buy things. The thing I have with Supply Depot sales is, yes, it's a nice way to get a fair price on the accessory you've been looking for, but A, your accessory has to be up there, and B, it's a fair price, which means you're not going to be never ever going to make a deal buying off of the Supply Depot.
Yeah.
If you wait a little bit, let other people buy off the Supply Depot, and after a while, when they've had that item for a while, if you can get them, look, I'll pay you a little less for it so you can get it off your hands, then that's happened, and it's happened to me, and that's probably a little bit better, but that's more of a gamble.
Yeah.
You can just take the fair price, but it's the fair standard price that you pay for the Supply Depot pack, or Supply Depot item if you get that accessory or that whatever it is that you want.
Yep. Which I think if you want one and it's not on the auction house, you can go ahead and buy it there. But I mean, otherwise, I wouldn't usually recommend it.
Oh, and Greenlink has a revelation that I didn't think of. Time to idle in TF2.
Huh.
Get weapons, get scrap metal and turn that into refines, sell your refines, get money.
If they introduce a feature like that into Spiral Knights, I'm not
so
sure what to
broken.
think of that.
So broken.
I'm pretty sure the game would just tears up apart at that point.
You get an extra job per hour of idling.
Don't add that in, please. Don't add it in idling system.
No, I doubt they will for an MMO.
Okay.
All right, well, let's sprint past our sprint question because we're running low on time already. Transmutations is the dead segment unless you send us ideas. So
In the next 3 seconds.
send us ideas. No, not in the chat. Email us. Put it on our forums, squaley.com/arsenal/forums. Message us in game. Do whatever. Don't friend us in game. Well, you can, but there's no telling what might happen to you.
You may disappear. The Gremlin concentration camp.
And let's get to our Spiral Lord Recon so we can quickly talk about all of the cool video and art that we have this week. There's some nice stuff here. Spiral Order Recon. I got it! Yikes! Sorry, I like that song. Alright. Spiral Order Recon, Spiral Knights related media. First one we have here is Jameson Sutton's Spiral Knights Battle Remix, and I think this is for Gempire, Gem Story, whatever it is,
Yes,
Gempire
it
Story.
is.
Yeah, but it's nice, and it's exciting, and it's nice and exciting. So if you want to have the battle remix playing in your ears by a very skilled creator who's doing like this dubstep kind of thing, then you should definitely listen to the music and try out Gempire Story for yourself, which is Spiral Knights in an RPG fashion, as approved and permission granted by Three Rings and designed by members of Gempire, which, contrary to popular belief, is not a Spiral Knights only organization. It's kind of a gaming group community.
Yes.
I've never thought
not
that because they
exclusive
existed
to Spiral
way
Knights.
before Spiral Knights.
Yep. We have Sir Jinxable's Spiral Knights animation, Spiral Lights, The Power of Will. It's worth mentioning that this video is explicit, so if you're here on the this end, the podcast end of the PG-13 rating, where we are, we'll just make note that we're sending you to a place that has a higher rating than this podcast. So just know there's language in the song that runs. But it's him making the art and running some animations over it. I think every one of us here on the show is in that video.
Yeah.
But it's all the donators of Spiral Lights that donated up until the time when the event started, because there's a little bit of a mix-up there, but it's all right. And then there's also the Spiral Lights Charity Donators is the art piece by Sir Jinxable, the final piece, which you can download. That's the graphic we're talking about, so if you want like a thingy to remember Spiral Lights and stuff like that, you can go there and download the picture and make it your desktop or something. That's what I'm doing. And it looks nice, so there you go. We have a poster from HRPB. This thing's hilarious. Spiral Wedding. This is a reference to Spiral Lights also, which is our charity event that we hosted last week. We'll be finishing up the event, quote-unquote, this week. And I'll be putting out the rest of the on-demand videos on our YouTube as soon as possible. In the meantime, there's the Spiral Wedding thing, which is advertising Sir Green Lincoln Maroka and Zev Ramp and Sir Jinxable, who got married on Friday.
Yeah, that was... Seeing that
Quote-unquote.
poster, because it makes me happy for some reason. I don't know why.
It's like a wedding invitation. It was a joke that we had, but yeah.
It's carried on to something beyond what we expected.
So that's our first fan art. We need more. We need
Yeah.
more. If
Never
you're
enough.
an artist, Zavramp and Sir Jinx, Sir Green Lincoln Maroka, make it a thing. Come on, keep it clean, but let's do it.
There's been a straw poll going in the live stream chat for the art. It's called the Arsenal Lovecast. So you can like leave your vote for what you want to see happen. One of the options, like some of the options are like Sir Greenlink should leave Maroka, Lattice and Love Sky Scythe, etc., etc. It's just a silly little thing related to all of this.
Should we leave this? Should I put this in the show notes just so this poll keeps running?
May as well.
Okay, fine. This straw poll will be in the show notes also, and you can see. Let me put this in here. This is the link. Who made this? This is HRPB, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Poll for the Arsenal Lovecast. There we go. Okay, so you can vote on there. We'll check back on it next week, and maybe we'll see what the condition is. Next we have Modern Swingers Dat Spiral Knights. So if you're into the whole Spiral Knights is cute and I love it for that reason, then here's a picture to help you along on your way. There's not much else to say about this. It's a it's done out as a very cute kind of picture.
Yep.
As you can see from all of the comments underneath the picture. That's what I'm saying, yes. And it just looks nice. So there you go. If you like, it's almost anime style, I would say.
Yeah, that's
What
what I
do
was
I know?
thinking.
We have Pikachu Racer's Devilite business car, Mercedes-Benz S65 AMG, which is a long name for a car that looks like a Devilite business car that a Devilite might drive into work, as designed in Forza Horizons. This is the same Pikachu Racer that made like the Cosma van in another racing game that we featured a while ago, and now made a Devilite business car kind of thing. And it's kind of silly. It's got like graphics of fiends, and it's purple, and it says...
It's very well designed. I like it.
And it says Undercorp on the side and stuff like that, and it's got the fiend symbol. It looks kind of nice. It takes a lot of work to put this stuff together, and I like it a lot.
The small text underneath the Undercorp says, motivating Devilite since 2011.
Nice. I missed that.
Very nice.
So, check that out. Last one is Jester's Some Fun Commissions for Corrupt Paladin. Didn't actually have a name. This is off of his Tumblr because he didn't put it on his DeviantArt. But I guess it's this guy, Corrupt Guardian. And, of course, done by Jester, who's an amazing self-taught artist. And he does digital art, obviously. And what's more, he does digital art. A lot of it is... No, I can't say all of it. I can't even say a lot of it, I guess. But he does art on one layer. So if you are a digital artist, you know, like you have put multiple layers, you put a layer on top of another layer to like mix colors and stuff like that. He does one layer.
One layer?
So he just shades things on top of other things and colors them all together like you would on a normal canvas.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I don't know what...
imagine doing that, being a digital artist myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're like gonna be a professional digital artist or something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that. We'll see where it goes.
That's cool. But I don't know if this is the case, but I know he does do that, and he's an amazing artist, and I love everything he does, and he's also a friend of mine. We used to be in a guild together, and we've still kept track of each other. So if he's listening, then pester Some Fun Commissions for Corrupt Paladin, because he calls me Ladder, and I call him Pester. But anyways, it's awesome stuff, and cool beans. If you have art of yours or friends that you want to see featured or something like that, send it to us. We're happy to feature it on the show, even if it's old. Most of this stuff is new. We'll be skipping by our Bizarre Banter discussion, too, because we are running out of time and we have to raffle things. So let's do that in the unique variants section.
Great RNGesus.
Great RNGesus, be with us as we run this bumper.
Ladies and gentlemen, your unique variants.
Time to raffle off some things. This is listener contributions, questions, comments from you guys, feedback, stuff we'd like to mention, stuff like that, except you didn't send us anything this week. So shame on you. Email us, arsenal@squarelite.com. Call us, phone number and stuff like that too. I'll tell you how at the end of the show. First of all, we've got to raffle some things, so let's do that. We've got, if you donated $5 or more, you're in the running for a Prime Bomb head mask. At $10, we've got 2 Crests of Love to give away. Now, I must make note, because there were multiple people during the stream and before the stream and after the stream that I'm calling them Heart Crests, not Crests of Love. And everyone's like, but they're called Crests of Love, why are you calling them Heart Crests? Let me quote from you an email that Cronus sent me when he said that we could give this stuff away. Actually, let me find it.
The gods have spoken.
Yes, they have. And let me share with you what's going on here. Oh, man, I can't find it. Hold on. There it is. From Cronus himself. Hi. While we can't create a unique item for this, blah, 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 we have in the past donated in-game items for event runners to use as prizes. We can give you one of each of the 4 types of monster pockets, 2 heart crests, 1 Prime Bomb head mask. He called them heart crests. I can give you a screenshot if you very must know. But heart crests. He called them that. That's why I'm calling them that. It's in the official canon. Take it as you will, but stop getting on me for not calling them Crests of Love, because Cronus himself called them heart crests. So eat your heart out and put it in a crest. Anyways, if you donated $10 or more, we got 2 of those to give away, and at $15 or more, each of the 4 monster pockets, the Chroma Whelp, the Hoptimer, the Love Puppy, and the Mewcat. So let's get this going. I have got my name randomizer here, and everyone who donated, which would include, but not limited to, Bloodstone Reaper, Heroia, Zebramp, Pronia, Sacred Boomkin, Nerddell, Ocean Prince, Draft Builder, Tovox, Sir Greenlink, Ironian Knight, Technokill, Snakes S17, Kaiser Wolf, Draconos, and Javon. If I missed you, let me know, because that's kind of scary. I think I have every person, though. If I don't, it's a very bad oversight on my part, because I've been keeping as close track as I can, and I strongly apologize if I've missed you. That was actually everyone. There was no not limited to. So for the $5, this is for the Prime Bomb Head Mask. And I have a list randomizer, which is going to put all the names in a random order. Hey, random.org. It's a nice little system. And for the $5 for the for the Prime Bomb Head Mask is Nerdell. So yay, Nerdell, who was one of the $5 donators. So there you go. Prime Bomb Head Mask. Cool.
Well, that eliminates me for everything else. Awesome.
GG.
That's what $5 gets you.
2 heart crests going to Ironian Knight and Javon. I promise I'm doing this fairly. There is no reason for me to not heart crest. There's no reason for me to not do this in a fair way, and it's just a randomizer. You can go to random.org/lists. That's exactly what I'm doing. And then for the monster pockets, the 4 that we have: Dref Builder, Techno Kill, Sir Greenwolf, Kaiser Wolf, and Sir Greenlink. Yay, Sir Greenwolf. That's a thing. So
Sir Greenwolf.
Dref Builder. Well, let me get these marked down. Monster Pocket, Dref Builder, Sir Greenlink, Techno Kill, Kaiser Wolf. There we go. All right. Well, we'll be sending you guys your things that will all be through the Spiral Knight system. So please be patient, as it sometimes takes a while for the stuff to get there. But if it doesn't, contact us if it's been a couple of weeks, I'd say. I'll email Spiral Knights just as soon as this podcast is over with the names, with the night names and all that stuff. We'll try and prefer you with the Monster Pocket, but unfortunately we get one of each, so we'll try and prefer people with their Monster Pocket choices, but you may have to just take what you can take. And yes, that will, in theory, conclude episode Spiral Lights and episode 82 of the Arsenal podcast. Someone asked me earlier this week, so it's probably worth mentioning, what happened to the animated episode 50 that Sir Jinxable is working on? He's still working on it, last I heard. He's very close to being done, especially since he just finished school and stuff like that. So we might have like a live watching of that, where we all kind of get together at a live and all watch it together. That'd be kind of fun.
I asked him about that too, and he was working on it as I was talking to him. So he's still doing it. It's not abandoned. It's just taking a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. And it does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to animate a few minutes of Spiral Sty stuff. He's doing like almost a full hour
He's doing
for
like
us.
an hour, 50 minutes almost of animation.
So once again, a huge thanks to him for that, as he's been working on that for quite some time now, and looking forward to seeing the final product. It's really exciting. Shouting out, and I guess we're done. So let's see, who have I worked with this week? What have I done this week? Shout out to Drakranos, because he was joining me with his free-to-play night on my free-to-play night, except my internet decided it wanted to crash, and I had to reset my router and all that stuff, and by the time I got back to him, he had already given up on me and gone back to his main night. So I'm sorry for ditching you. It was my router, and you're in the video a little bit, but I know he doesn't care much about that. But sorry for ditching you, I guess is the end point. And thanks for joining me. It was fun having multiple people.
Is that towards us? I'm sorry.
What?
Never mind.
Just saying, I don't know. Sorry, I got confused too.
Everyone's
There's so much
out of the mood
confusion
right now.
What's going on? This is what happens at the end of every show. There's something about the background music that plays when the show's about to end that makes everyone insane.
We go crazy.
Yeah. Any other shoutouts?
I don't
Alright.
have any.
Alright. I think Lord Hood's already zoned off. He's fallen asleep in his chair.
Yeah,
So-
I have no shoutouts.
Oh, he just woke up. Sorry. You can go back to sleep. Baby Lord Hood. Sleep well.
We're done here.
Have good nap. Has good nap time.
This purring catnip pouch makes me go to sleep.
It's supposed to keep you from going to sleep.
It has the opposite effect on me.
That isn't hurt
Just like
itself
alcohol
in its...
sobers me up.
That isn't hurt itself in its confusion. Thank you, Greenlink.
We
Sky
also
says-
woke up with sleeping. Yeah, Lord
Yeah.
Hood.
Sky Scythe says, "Nighty night, Grandma." To you, Lord Hood. All right. Well, you can tell a friend about us if you want. We would be thrilled if you did. It helps us get the word out about the podcast and stuff like that. You can, if you want to contact us, you can call us 1-678-322-7765. We have a Steam group with 196 members, so if you want to help us get to 200, don't invite random friends, because that's actually really annoying when we put out this stuff every week, like an announcement, and they get it, and they're like, what's this? And it's like Chinese water torture, and it won't do good for your relationship.
It's no good.
People that actually listen, though, or if you want them, that they play Spiral Knights and say, hey, look, it's this podcast, listen to it and join the group. That's where you want to go. You can email us, arsenal@square8.com. We have a Twitter and a Facebook and a YouTube and a forums and a Twitch page and a iTunes page that's like 5 months outdated. And you can find all the links to all that stuff, as well as all of the links in this episode, as well as all of the other episodes of the Arsenal podcast at our website, which is square8.com/arsenal. There's my spiel. Thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks, Zebram, for joining us once again.
Very welcome.
Hope you had fun. I had fun.
Yep, it was a
Thanks
good
for
time.
keeping me company since Lord Hood's asleep over there. I mean, Grandma's asleep.
Grandma's asleep in the chair. Yep, that's how it goes.
If you don't understand that reference, go to youtube.com/squaley and watch our Spiral Lights videos, because that Grandma reference is already up there.
Right.
Come back to us, Grandma. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Geared up and ready to go? Thanks for listening to the Arsenal, a Spiral Knights podcast. See links and listen to previous episodes on our website, skaleli.com/arsenal. Send comments, questions, and audio to arsenal@skaleli.com, or give us a call at 1-678-322-7765.